Welcome back to AMTV News. I'm your anchor, Topher Morrison. It's Monday, October 29th, 2012. She's a super freak Sandy set to pounce the U.S. and the election. It's inhaling energy from the north to the south. Its effects are felt hundreds of miles apart, so vast and intense, it's hard to categorize. Meet the perfect storm. Forecasts run the gamut. 100-mile-per-hour winds, violent storm surges, over 7,000 flights canceled, potentially 10 million without power, and evacuations ordered across the eastern seaboard. The superstorm will most likely have subsided by November 6th, but its political effects are already mounting. Campaigns modified their schedules yesterday, and while 1/5 of voters have taken advantage of early voting, the aftermath of this epic storm may significantly depress the vote, handing a significant advantage to the ardent and enthusiastic. The New York Stock Exchange will be closed on Monday because of NYC's mandatory evacuation, but not included among the mere mortals. Goldman Sachs will remain open for business. Across the pond and into Africa, it's Israel's dry run. Last Wednesday, in a wholly underreported act of preemption, Israel dropped 8 tons of bombs on the Iranian-run Yarmouk missile plant just outside of Khartoum, Sudan. 8 Israeli F-15I bombers traveled some 2,400 miles, evading Egyptian radar and jamming Sudanese defenses to lay waste a massive missile plant. While the plant is purportedly shipping weapons to Hamas and used in strikes against Israel, the preemptive attack was not in response to an imminent threat, but as some suggest, as a dress rehearsal for the future attack on Iran. The reason for the virtual news blackout? It's safe to say nobody cares when a backwards basket case of a country responsible for genocide gets whacked. Pure and simple. The latest strike is part of a 2-year program to reduce cooperation between Sudan and Iran. And stateside, it's voter fraud in Ohio. The theme here is conflict of interest. Votes this election season in select counties in Ohio, the battleground of battlegrounds, will be cast on e-slate and e-pollbook machines made by Hart InterCivic. The manufacturer of paperless voting machines has a key investor known as HIG Capital. HIG boasts 7 directors who are also former employees of the now infamous Bain Capital, where Mitt Romney was once CEO. HIG took a position in Hart InterCivic in July of 2011, shortly after Romney announced his bid for the president, and has since donated $338,000 to his campaign for president. Tag Romney, the candidate's son, maintains a position in HIG, reaffirming the connection to the Romney family. These relationships by themselves are unsettling, aside from the reports of bizarre statistical anomalies present in the Republican primary elections. A cloud is forming over Ohio, and it's not Sandy. Back across the pond, Draghi paves way for the financial despot. Germany's calls for a super commissioner are supported by the European Central Bank President Mario Draghi. The lofty position will oversee and provide veto power over national budgets. Moreover, it would bind individual governments within the Eurozone to decisions made by its office. According to Draghi, quote, "I explicitly support this proposal. Evidently, sovereignty has its place, just below unity. Quote, if we want to reestablish trust in the Eurozone, countries must pass a part of their sovereignty to the European level. Just how much sovereignty countries will be asked to yield, and to what new supranational office another 10 years into the continental experiment, remains to be seen." GOP governors winning. The presidential election and congressional elections are tight, but the gubernatorial elections throughout the nation favor Republicans again. The GOP has a chance at 30 to 33 seats this November, up from just 22 a few years ago. What will they do with the advantage? According to Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell, quote, "It says that when people are choosing the governments closest to the people, they're choosing Republicans. But with the government farthest from the people, making the most of the decisions in this country, when will so-called Republicans restore the power of the states? How will they?" And finally, Palestinians to seek UN recognition. The United Kingdom, Germany, and the United States oppose it. The rest of the UN's developing states, Russia, and China are in support. President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority expects financial and political retaliation from the West, but presses on towards further official recognition. Abbas aims to use the elevated position of non-member state as a weapon to exact from Israel a withdrawal from the Gaza Strip, East Bank, and East Jerusalem to pre-1967 borders. If they don't, the Palestinians hope international pressure will be brought to bear under their newfound clout. Israel wants unilateral talks. Palestine is looking for help. Capturing every corner of the alternative media, watch AMTV News Monday through Friday. And in 1 week from today, on November 5th, look forward to the launch of AMTVmedia.com, home of the AMTV network. This is AMTV, the voice of independence.